What if I could create complex n8n agents and automations with a simple prompt, and instead of just getting a JSON code, the workflow was built directly on your n8n instance for you? Most people try to do this with custom GPTs or long system prompts, but those rarely work because they rely on static, outdated information. Today, I'm showing you the secret sauce, the n8n Model Context Protocol server. This isn't just a prompt. It's a bridge that lets Claude Code talk directly to your n8n instance, search over 3,000 templates, and read real-time documentation for every node. I share everything how you can utilize AI to boost your business, and also how you can make your company AI-first company. Without further ado, let's dive in. The first problem with the manual work is always frustrating if you start from the scratch for building out n8n. And it can be very time-consuming and requiring a lot of manual research for available nodes and the details of configuration for initial setup and the old documentations you have to deal with. So this was very frustrating. So the way I first tried was, okay, I saw some custom GPTs or custom Claude project with a lot of context and long system prompts, and even give the examples how it should handle certain nodes. I tried many times, but it never passed my criteria. I figure out the problem is they rely on static information that quickly becomes outdated. There are some hallucinations, so it doesn't work. So I end up doing manually again, but I didn't want to hire more people for scalability's sake. So I already explained MCP in a different YouTube video, but to give you the summary, the way it works is now after we are installing MCP, we are enabling these two services are talking to each other. So Claude Code can ask or can search available nodes or available templates in n8n, or n8n will tell Claude Code back, here's what we have, our workflow, our information about our instance, etc. So this way, now it becomes real-time updates. So that is why it's so powerful and works a lot better. So now you understand how MCP is working between Claude Code and n8n. So next step is to configure your MCP inside Claude Code. To do so, you can visit this GitHub page, or you can just copy and paste like this. So open up your own editor and create a new directory and create a file .mcp.json. And here, copy and paste this and update your URL and your n8n API key. So once you have that, the next step is to add CLAUDE.md. This one you can get by init, and once you init, you will get the CLAUDE.md, and go to this page again, and you copy and paste this Claude projects. From testing, this one itself is pretty good, so I recommend to have that. And once you have these two, then you're ready to go. Before I show you how you can create workflows quickly with this Claude Code, there are a few tips I found very useful. The first thing is how you think about the workflow. The first thing is always plan mode. Try to be concise and explain what you want to achieve. The more Claude understand your request, it will be less prone to error. And template first strategy, we already put in the Claude Code. The idea is let's ask Claude to search template library first to find similar things that are already existing. So then we can use that as a reference and build or tweak on top of existing templates. And the last thing is many times ignored, but explicit parameters. When you pass down some data, always be explicit. That way, like resource operation text, the more you are explicit, the more granular the outcome will be. So the first step to use This Claude Code for building out the workflow quickly is to start with the plan mode. Our example will be we're creating repurpose the viral content of LinkedIn post, and in our prompt I said let's plan first before any implementation, and this will bring up the plan mode, and it says Claude wants to enter plan mode to explore and design an implementation approach. Okay, then yes, enter the plan mode. And interesting things come out. So I didn't ask, like, we're going to use Amplify for scraping LinkedIn, or we didn't ask like how to start. And our Claude Code asked me this: where will the viral LinkedIn content come from? So Amplify, or manual, or RSS saved post. So let's say we're going to use LinkedIn scraper, and now then it asked me how we want to repurpose. So let's say blog for newsletter. Then we can move to the next one. Then now it asked me another question: viral content or repurposing, and here engagement threshold. And what should happen with the repurposed content? Then what we'll do is save drafts for review and submit it. So it's like we are interacting with a real assistant. And now the next thing is, based on what we submitted, we are going to look up some of the nodes, some of the workflows, and see we can find a similar things. And this is our plan from Claude. It said Claude LinkedIn viral content repurposing workflow overview and requirements and the architecture. Look at this. I really love the diagram they just gave me. Okay, we are going to trigger on regular schedule basis, and we're going to use Amplify. We're going to filter based on engagement and look over viral post, and we're going to have an agent to repurpose and save into Airtable. And the power of this system is now, if you, let's say you don't like this one and you want to save things into Google Spreadsheet, you can do it too. And break down in here all the plans. And let's say you like it, then would you like to proceed? Then we can say yes, and out of accept auto edits. After a while, the Claude Code creates the entire workflow for me. If I'm seeing workflow architecture, they show me, and also how many nodes were used to create this workflow, and even set up requirement. So to run this one, we need Amplify API, Airtable, and Google Gemini API, and config node. And it said workflow created and deployed successfully. This means without copying and pasting the JSON workflow, we already deploy our newly created workflows through MCP. To verify that, if I'm counting two of my instance, it shows like this. Clearly there are some issues, but if I'm going through, there is good documentations that I like here. So this can be used for initial setup. And in manual trigger, set configuration, we're using scraper. And once we have that, we are filtering engagements, and we're calculating viral score, sort it, limit some of them, and looping through it, and prepare Airtable data, save into Airtable, wait for seconds to avoid limits. And after that, we can finish the workflow. But if I'm seeing here closely, obviously there is an error. Instead of having done connected, we actually go from loop to agent. Still, this one was created with one shot prompt, and I didn't even touch anything. With a few tweaks, I'm able to build workflow quickly. Still, there are pros and cons of this approach when you try to build out a way more complex workflows. Good engineers should be involved, but for quick ones for demo or for internal usage, I found this very useful. Or if you just start out your AI automation agency or AI consultant for your new career, this is a great starting point where you can quickly build and share your POC to potential clients. So that's it for our new video. If you like this, please subscribe to our channel and subscribe to my newsletter, and see you in the next video.